Young Brothers, Honolulu sewer operators, American Water, and Hawaii Gas are all asking for rate increases, with approval still pending from the Public Utilities Commission. Joining us now to talk story about that, as well as other issues in our state, is Governor Josh Green. Aloha and good morning, Governor Green. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So some of our residents weary of these rate increases because of our cost of living and our cost of utilities. What do you think the PUC should do with this?
I think they should modulate downward those asks. I don't think people can afford everything that's been asked for. Right now, we're still feeling kind of the headwinds of inflation, and we're coming still economically off of COVID, where everyone's trying to catch up. There were a lot of costs, and the supply chain costs are high, but people can only tolerate so much. So I hope it'll come in a little lower, and people can then benefit from the tax breaks we're putting in, and hopefully, over time, lower rents.
Speaking of utilities, you're considering liquid natural gas coming into the state to help fuel electricity. We spoke to an environmental expert who said that this can be more harmful to the environment than coal. Where do you stand in bringing this in as a source?
So just so people understand exactly what I've proposed, I've simply proposed that our energy team look at all the possibilities, meaning look at liquid natural gas, look at more geothermal, look at more solar, look at more wind. We have to do that because right now we consume a ton of carbon. I don't know if people are aware of this, but to run our energy grid right now, we're importing oil from Libya. Now that sounds terrible to most people, and they're right, because oil is the most dense carbon. It's very, very dangerous for our environment. So I want a bridge. I want a bridge to the future so that we can have essentially fully renewables by 2045, like we're committed to. I actually wrote that bill back in 2006. That was our first bill on this topic. And I'd like to see us use less carbon. So what I've tasked them to do is look at all these things, including, like you said, LNG, to see if we could use less carbon and bring costs down. That's my standard. It has to do both, so any energy source that we do has to bring costs down and bring carbon down. From that standpoint, I hope that people are open to actually studying these things scientifically.
This space is changing quickly. The cost of solar has gone down a lot in the last few years, I think a lot quicker than experts anticipated. Where do you see this PUC between now and 2045? What do you see for that?
Well, we don't have a bridge right now. If we went the way we're going, we would not get there till many decades later. And so I like the idea of compressing that timetable because by statute, I'm tasked with getting us there by 2045, me and then subsequent governors. So without a plan to actually bridge that gap, it's not fair to the people. Plus, costs are so high. Our kilowatt hour costs are enormous, and that's because we've been consuming billions of dollars of oil every year, which is highly volatile. As you know, there's conflict in the Middle East. That drives costs too. So I think it's a little bit bombastic for someone to say, you can't use this, you can't use that. I think the people deserve us, for us to look at all options and then pick the one that uses the least carbon and has least cost.
Switching gears, we do have the strike that potentially could happen on Maui with healthcare workers, over 100 of them. And then we had what happened at Kapiolani. When you look at the nursing situation, how do you plan to work on this nursing shortage that is leading to some of these strikes?
So it's basically the same approach. This is, again, a private dispute, and I have to be a little bit careful because it's not legal for a governor to directly intervene and put their hand right on the scale. For Kapiolani, what we did was we recommended mediation, federal mediation, and you saw that the nurses reached a very fair deal with the hospitals and everyone came out pretty good. I expect that if they get to an impasse, I would do the same. Right now, I'm just so supportive of our nurses, but also our hospitals. They deliver the best care in the country. We have the best healthcare outcomes by far. So we have a little bump periodically with the strikes. It worries me because I hate to see people lose one paycheck, two paychecks. But this happens between parties all the time. I would say the same thing for Local 5. Very supportive of our workers in the hotels. They need a living wage. That's what they're fighting for. But the hotels also drive our economy. So I'd like them to come together. And I've had very good discussions with both CAID and with the hotel owners. And I think they will reach agreement.
The state is currently in negotiations with Aloha Halava District Partners, excuse me, that was a tough one for me to get out, to build the new Aloha Stadium Entertainment District. Where do negotiations stand?
They're quite good. We're continuing to seek some additional private equity, and we've had some suitors. So that means extra money could come to the project to help build a more beautiful stadium. As you know, I've traveled to other stadiums in Los Angeles, in Japan. I've looked at these places, and they usually cost a lot more than the $400 million that we have available. If we only have the $400 million available, then we're going to have to bond out a lot of this cost, or they're going to have to take on debt, which will make it more difficult to build the affordable housing in the entertainment district. I just keep pushing all these things because these are good economic opportunities for us, but it's not easy because there's finite money. We have to also at some point build a new for Maui. Again, there's some cost associated with that, but for the good of the people that have suffered. All of these are big issues, and then we just have to run the regular state needs that we have, Department of Education, all of our hospitals. But people have been generous. We've seen philanthropy come in and match us. When we put $50 million into Hilo, they matched that, was Benioff. We saw $100 million come in to match one of the healthcare facilities here, Straub. Much kudos again to his team and to Ray Vera. So we're trying to bring extra money in without taxpayers having to pay anything. And then finally, we're going to mitigate the climate impacts, right? That's why you're going to see us discuss, you can use the words climate impact fee, but whether or not the transient accommodation tax, the tourism tax, go up a little bit. We'd share some of that money with the hotels. We'd make sure we use the other parts of the money to prevent fires and to deal with environmental impact. It takes these kind of moves to make sure we're ready for the future.
We're only, speaking of the future, 2 months away from 2025, believe it or not. There are some changes coming up with taxation as well as eviction moratoriums. What can folks expect?
Thank you for mentioning that. So people will see less money coming out of their paycheck. There's going to be a steep decrease in state taxes each year for the next 6 years. That's so we can afford more rent, so we can afford to buy cars or pay for our kids' tuition. The average family of four making $88,000, that's about the median, will see about a $4,500 to $4,800 decrease in their taxes over the course of the year once we get there. So it's going to start going down, down, down. That's important. And then also on Maui, we've, through emergency rules, had the eviction moratorium, meaning nobody could be evicted because they were deeply traumatized by the wildfire about 450 days ago. People asked me to lift that moratorium this month. I decided to wait until January 3rd. After the new year, then there will be a process where people will be able to get a mediator. So it's not going to be people getting kicked out of their houses, just because people can raise rents. That is not the goal. The goal is to normalize the housing market. We're building housing. That's going pretty well. We're doing transitional housing. But if someone hasn't paid their rent in 8 months, the owner of the house may not be able to pay their mortgage. So we have to make sure everything is balanced, but that will not happen until after the new year. And I wanted to do that just because I thought it would be a little too harsh to even have to worry about that during the holidays.
Yeah, so important for folks to know about that date coming up. Governor Green, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Appreciate you.